PHL 17 presents InFocus, a look at the issues affecting the Philadelphia region. Now your host, Steve Highsmith.
Good morning, I'm Steve Highsmith, and welcome to InFocus. I'd like you to meet some very fun people. With me now are Emma Crowley, Leah Miller, and Maddie Crowley. Thanks for being here. How are you?
Good.
Good. How's getting ready for school, so at this point, getting excited about it?
Yeah,
Cool.
I should get my schedule in a couple days. So.
Yeah, now you're going to high school freshman for the first time in Downingtown, right?
Yeah.
Downingtown East? That's great. Now your brother's already there?
Yeah, he's going to be a junior.
And what does he do? He's on
the football team.
Wow. Plus he studies, I hope.
Yeah.
Liam, you're getting ready to go to high school as well?
Yep, I'll be a sophomore this year. Yep.
That's great.
Yep.
That's great. So you went to Tohickon Middle School in Bucks County?
Yep, 7th, 8th, and 9th grade I was there.
And now you're heading to Central Bucks East?
Yep.
That's
Yeah,
great.
sure
Have you
good.
taken a tour of East?
Yeah, we were there the very beginning of the summer. It's so nice there. It's huge. They just did a big renovation there. So the main building is very nice.
Good. So you'll be living there, staying the night there and
Yep.
everything else.
Yep, I have my room picked out now.
It is a nice place. And this is awesome, Emma. You're going to college.
Yeah, I'm really excited. I'm going to Ursinus on the 22nd.
And do you know what you are going to be studying? I mean, obviously, you got to take some core requirements, as most
Yeah,
people do. But
I'm kind of unsure, but I think biochem or something along those lines.
wow, biochem. Did you always have that kind of interest in high school, or just recently?
Not really. I guess, well, kind of recently. After meeting some genetic counselors and stuff through all this, I got really interested in biochem.
Now, what's it like being a high schooler and just going to college today? In other words, do you still want to sleep late in the morning, Maddie?
Yes.
You do? Liam?
I love sleep, so yes.
Now, typically, if you don't wake yourself up on school mornings, how are you awakened? Does somebody come in? How's that work?
My mother usually comes in and starts, shaking the bed or clapping, making loud noise trying to get me up.
She starts clapping?
Yeah,
Like
claps
what?
twice like this.
Every morning?
Right,
Two
every
claps
morning.
and,
Yeah,
and
and I'm
says,
up. Right.
says words to get you up.
Yep,
What about you,
basically.
Maddie?
My parents walk in and open the blinds and yell at me to wake up.
And Emma, you're perfect, right? You don't need any
Of course.
No, she
Okay,
doesn't
good.
even do
Absolutely.
No.
And your sister disagrees with it.
Yeah.
One of the things that's really interesting that Liam does, and I know you guys know this because you go to the games, is Liam is a power hockey player. And in fact, recently, his team, Philadelphia Power Play, won the United States Power Hockey Championships. Let's take a look at what power hockey is like through looking at Liam.
Well, we have about 16 games every year. We play like 2 a month, and anyone who's in a power chair can come out and play. It's the Philadelphia Power Play. We had a pretty good year this year. We don't really have anyone to play, but we do play each other, so we have like scrimmage games, and we divide our team into 4 different teams, so it's a lot of fun. And during the season, it's kind of, it's just kind of, you're there to have fun and, see what you can do. And then in the summer, we have tournaments where we play other teams from around the nation. So, and then that's when it gets really competitive. It is competitive throughout the year, but then in the tournaments, it really ramps up on the competition level. Being able to play with my friends and everything, it's a ton of fun. I just love it. It's good.
And watching one of your games, I noticed that you in particular like to pass. You're a good passer.
I do like to pass, yes.
Yeah. And is it always well received by the teammates?
I'd have to say so. I mean, the other 2 players on my line are mostly scorers, so I mean, it's good to have a passer, and I know that most of the time I'm not going to always score, so if I'm good at passing, then, and I know they're going to score, so passing will help them.
No, it's key. I mean, those
Yep.
assists are really good, and you're really good at that.
Thank you.
But so your team's always been good, but in this recent tournament at Newman University, you folks beat Powerhouse Michigan,
Yep.
and you beat them twice.
Yeah, that usually never happens, but over the last year we all got a little faster with new chairs and everything, and I think that really helped us out a lot because it made things a lot easier in games.
And what do you like about power hockey?
Everything. I mean, I love hockey in general, so playing hockey is fun for me, but meeting new people, like seeing the Michigan friends and North Carolina friends and just hanging out with them after games and before games, and then, it's just fun meeting new people.
Now, do you like it when you sort of have a breakaway, or do you like it when you're in the thick of it and everybody's jammed together and you're trying to get through that?
I don't know. It's kind of both. I mean, I like breakaways, but at the same time, it's fun to, drive into each other and smash your chairs and break stuff. But
All right, I didn't see anything get broken.
Right.
There are rules.
there are rules, yeah.
No, but that's pretty good. Everybody watches that. And I noticed on the sticks, some of the folks had what looked like a tube going through the
Right.
stick, but not everybody did.
Right. People who you can't really use their wrists to like handle the ball, they have a dowel, a little wooden pole that goes through the end of the blade that just helps them control the ball and hold it for longer periods of time.
And you have goalies and defensemen, and then you have the usual names for the other. You have centers and
left
folks on
wing,
the
right
wing,
wing. Yep.
and that's great. Now you go to these games. Did you just go to these, or do you go to them often, Maddie? I mean,
We usually just go to the main
the
games.
championship.
Yeah.
That's cool. And Emma, have you gone for a few years now?
This is our second year we've gone.
Second year? Now, are they good cheers, Liam?
Absolutely.
Okay.
We
Have
wore
you-
his jersey
Yeah.
this time.
Did you
Yeah,
really?
any better
Yeah.
than that, really.
Now you haven't played power hockey, right? I mean, so and on the team, I noticed that it's a mix of boys and girls that are on there. Is there an age?
I think you have to be, it depends on the league, like every league is a little bit different, but our league, I think you have to be 8 and older, and then
8 and older.
Yeah.
That's good. Well, I want to talk a little bit more about what you folks are doing, but Emma, Liam, and Maddie are not only good young people and fun young people, they're also some of the folks who've helped me better understand what we need to do to help those living now or in the future with muscular dystrophies and neuromuscular diseases. There are several major categories containing dozens of muscle or neuromuscular challenges. The big categories include muscular dystrophies, spinal muscular atrophies, diseases of the peripheral nerve, also myopathies, metabolic diseases of the muscle, and diseases of the neuromuscular junction. Within these umbrella categories are individual diseases, each with their own makeup and distinctions. And individually, some of the diseases are better known than others, such as ALS, but most of the names lots of folks are not familiar with. They may include names such as Pompe or Charcot-Marie-Tooth or Ulrich congenital muscular dystrophy, all kinds of things. And Liam, you live with CMD, right?
Yep.
And how long have you been living with it?
Basically my entire life. I mean, from birth, basically, I've had it since then.
And it's a process. You
Right.
feel different things at different years
Yep.
as you've lived with it.
Yep, absolutely. Changes every now
And Emma and Maddie, you both have Pompe. And what's that all about? Emma? I mean, how would you describe it? as well?
Well, we lack an enzyme that breaks down sugar, so all the extra sugar builds up in our muscles and takes up space and breaks them down. That makes us
And-
weaker.
And the good news is on all these fronts is that in the last number of years, exponentially increases have come in research. And in the case of Pompe, for example, they've come up with a couple of treatments. One is called Lumazyme, the other is called Myozyme. Now, did either of you use Myozyme at one point?
We had Myozyme like originally, but then the age changed for the distance between when you can have Myozyme and Lumazyme, so we ended up getting Lumazyme after a year of Myozyme.
And what do you do when you say you're getting it? Is it
It's in an IV,
so do you do that at home, or do you have to go to the hospital or a clinic or
At
doctor's
home.
office? You'll do it
Yeah.
at home now. And how long does that take, Emma, for you to sit there or lay on the couch? What do you do?
I sleep.
You sleep?
Yeah, but it's usually like a 4-hour IV drip.
4-hour IV drip. And do you sleep?
No.
Okay. So you two react to the process a little differently.
Yeah.
So you sleep and you do what? Run around the house? What do you do?
Yeah.
Okay. and now, when this is over, how do you feel at that point, or do you start feeling differently or better, or how does that work out?
I feel better pretty much automatically.
Wow.
It's like very different. And then until our next treatment, which is every 2 weeks, we'll peak and feel better and stronger, and then we'll slow down and feel a little bit weaker and more sore towards our next treatment.
Same for you, Maddie? Same sort of curve
Yep.
on that? And in terms of physical activity, are you able to do sports and run around or go to the mall? I mean, what do you do normally?
Well, I personally don't really like sports that much, but I can do basically anything anybody else can. It's just kind of limited, so.
What about you, Emma?
I'm awful at running, so sports aren't my thing. But I can do pretty much everything else. Yeah.
So driving?
Yeah, I can drive.
Okay, you can drive. Are you driving yet?
No.
No, not yet. Okay. When do you start that?
I don't know. I
Another
haven't
year?
thought about that. A year? Yeah.
We'll have your mom on in a minute. Maybe we'll figure out when you're
Yeah.
actually going to get the keys to the car. And that would be cool. But you know, it's one of those things when you look at the treatments that you have to go through. I'm sure that it's something you wish you didn't have to go through because it occupies a period of your day that you could use doing something else. But it is comforting in one sense that you know that this thing can make you feel better, and you can get through that a little bit. Now, do you have a hope about what you want to do after high school yet?
I really haven't thought about it that much, but I like music a lot, so maybe do something with that.
Are you talented with music? Do you play an instrument or sing?
I do both.
Wow.
Yeah.
Are you in a band?
No.
Want to start a band? We have connections. No. We're always looking for talent.
Okay.
And Emma, you want to do this biochem thing, but what is that? Is that research, or you want to go into be a doctor?
I think I want to do more of like counseling, like genetic counseling. Work more with patients.
And Liam, I know it's, again, you're kind of like in Maddie's territory
Right.
where you're just getting into high school, but have you found some interest yet that you like?
I don't know. I mean, I'm into photography, so I like taking pictures a lot and editing pictures on the computer and stuff like that. So maybe photography, maybe doing something with computers. I don't know. We'll see.
Are you good with computers?
I guess so, yeah.
Like you'd be able to hack into mom and dad's
Easily.
information stuff.
Yep.
Now, when you go to high school, what kind of course load are you taking? I mean,
I'm taking photography 1 and then digital imaging are my 2 non-academic classes.
Now, one of the things, and one of the areas that I see you guys from time to time is in summertime, in June, when you do MDA summer camp at the Variety Club campsite. And take a look at this. This is Maddie giving us a little bit of a tour of camp this year.
Hi, I'm Maddie. I've been here for 3 years at MDA camp, and we're gonna give you a little tour about MDA camp and what's happening here today. So, right here, we have the arts and crafts, and we're doing beads today. Then you have the gyms over here and the rec halls right here. And then you have staff cabin right here. That's where you can go if you need to get med. And then we have all the different cabins and stuff right here. So now we're at the pool, where we're gonna be going in the pool soon. It's really nice. It's pretty cold right now, but it's nice just to dip your feet. And a lot of people like to go in it because they don't really go in the pool too often. Okay, so if you look over there, we have the dining hall, and the firefighters make us dinner and lunch, and then we have some pretty good breakfast.
You know, you'd be a great tour guide. You'd also be a great reporter, I think, by that. In fact, I never realized up until now how much tour guide and reporting and being on TV are the same. But anyway, did you have fun doing that?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
It was different.
Well, you know, you might take a look at that broadcasting career kind of thing. That could work
Maybe.
for you. Well, next up, we're going to break up this band so we can be joined by parents next on InFocus on PHL 17. Back on InFocus, I'm Steve Highsmith. We're talking about challenges some folks face and the need for research to be done. A lot of research is underway, but it's fair to ask, should we do better? Can we reset our priorities as businesses and as a nation? Here are some kids who know how to answer those questions. Those are our neighbors and friends. With me now, Susan Lee Miller and Leah Miller. Susan is Liam's mother, and you know a lot of the folks that were in that video that we just saw.
Yes, absolutely. A lot of familiar faces there.
And you know their families too, and you
Yes.
know and most of them are from our region.
Yes.
And all that. And Liam, some good friends of yours in there?
All of them.
All of them? Yeah. Do you stay in touch throughout the year with
Yeah,
them?
most of the time I try to through Facebook or whatever website. But yeah, I try to stay in touch with most of them.
I guess that's one thing that Facebook's made a lot easier,
Yeah,
is
yeah.
to be able to stay in touch with people
Yep.
like that and
Yep.
communicate almost instantly and
Yep.
see what they're up to and what's going on, particularly if they're living 2 hours away or whatever.
Yep.
Yeah. Now, when you, I'm going to go through this, something that Leanne said a little bit earlier. So when you wake him up in the morning, you actually clap twice?
I guess I do.
You can always
Yes,
think
the
about
double,
that now when
the
you do it.
double clap, yes.
And so, does he get up well? I mean, is it?
No.
Okay, good.
No, he does not.
Glad to hear
He's
that.
very typical.
I'm terrible at getting up.
Now, you have been living with Liam and the illness that becomes a family illness for a long time. How would you describe that process and just dealing with something that most folks don't really have firsthand experience with?
Well, I mean, Liam's had it since birth, so it's been, a process. We didn't know right away what he had, and then we found out a name for it, and then we found out more about it. And I guess there's just phases you go through of learning about, what you have and where it's headed, and it's a process for sure.
What the challenge is and then how to meet it.
Exactly, what's coming down the road, how to plan, meeting other families, and that's really helpful to kind of see what they've done.
Is that support really make a difference?
Oh, it's essential, absolutely essential.
And have you been able to help other people that way too? Do you find them coming to you and saying, hey, what about this?
We have, there's a small number of us who met in the Philadelphia area, and we have a support group, well, it's just a Yahoo group now, and have members from around the world. In fact, a couple years ago, we had a family from the Netherlands who finally met online, had contacted us. They were coming to Maryland. They drove 4 hours to meet another family. They stayed at our house. My husband was like, you met someone on the internet that's coming to stay at our house? And I was like, but they're family. So, I mean, they were so excited to meet another family, and we have that here. We have other families locally.
That's really cool,
across
the
the
Netherlands.
country.
So when you guys go to dinner, you can really go Dutch.
Yeah, exactly.
Sorry. When you talk to folks about these illnesses that a lot of research is underway on, but they're not large in the numbers of people that are affected by them. So the concern is that they're not getting the attention in terms of research dollars and other things.
Right.
How do you view that now?
Well, the one good thing is a couple years ago a parent organization started, and it's called Cure CMD, and they've really, with the parents and physicians, and they've gotten top neurologists around the world and researchers involved. It's been parent-driven to get research and education, so that's been huge, getting the word out, because the numbers are very small. I mean, a couple years ago, at least, they said maybe 1,000 people in the world have the specific type that Liam has. So, that's, a drop in the bucket for the world population.
And I guess the interesting thing is that because these are all genetic related, they may be able to use what they learn in some other research, cross it over to your particular case or another person's case. But still, there may have to be some specific drill down to this particular type of CMD. And it requires time, requires money, requires clinical trials and all kinds of things. So
Right.
obviously people want to contact their member of Congress if they think this is something that is good for taxpayers to spend money on and say, hey, support that NIH research, or to pharmaceutical companies, please use a little bit of your money to do that, even though there isn't a big financial return on the other end.
Right, exactly. There's one drug that's heading for phase 2 trials and just sitting there because of funding.
Really?
It's been a couple of years now we know about it, and we're just waiting.
Waiting for funding.
Yeah.
How can they find out more about that? That Cure CMD
Cure
site has more
CMD
than that?
has information. They have a website,
Yeah.
curecmd.org.
Liam, tell us something about your mom. If you were to describe your mom to somebody, what would you say?
She's pretty awesome. I mean, she's always there to help me for everything. Just, you know, anything I need help with, she's there to help, and it's good to have support.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Now, what would you say in private about her?
She needs to stop clapping in the morning.
Okay, she needs to stop clapping, but otherwise it's pretty awesome.
Yep.
Well, I can't think of a better endorsement.
I can take that.
Well, thank you both, and thank you for taking the time. Congratulations
Thank
again
you.
on the United States Power Hockey Championships.
Thank you very much.
Good luck as you go international next year as well,
Yep.
and your future encounters with Michigan. So thank you.
Thank you very much,
Yep.
Steve.
Thank
And
you.
ahead, Emma and Maddie and their mom as InFocus continues on PHL 17. InFocus continues on PHL 17. With me are Emma and Maddie Crowley and their mother, Donna. Thanks for being here.
Thank you.
Donna, good to see you.
You too as well.
Well, so how would you describe these two?
They're independent, outgoing, very strong.
What's
Yeah.
the biggest difference between them right now?
A lot of changes in our house right now. Emma's getting ready for school, in college. Maddie's getting ready for high school. So, yeah, difference is just, I think, maturity and age at this point.
So you're saying that Emma is more mature than Maddie at this
Just,
point?
yeah. Yeah, she's ready to move on to the next chapter, yes.
No, I got it. Is there sort of a wake-up routine that you have for them? We have the two-clap method by Susan Lee Miller.
Yeah, no, my husband's more the wake-up person.
Oh, okay.
I don't necessarily love the mornings myself, but
So we know where they get it from then.
Yeah.
Now, so how would you describe Mom, Emma?
Mom is extremely supportive and caring and always there when we need her. Yeah, I guess, yeah,
And Maddie?
I don't know.
Basically the same, but she's always there for us, and she's strong and is always there to help us.
She's pretty cool.
Yeah,
pretty
she's
cool.
cool.
Is she
hip.
fun?
Yeah.
She's hip?
She's
She's
hip.
hip.
She's a hipster?
Pretty hip.
Not a hipster, but she's hip. Okay.
Yeah.
Got it. Do you find yourself in a position of the last few years of having to advocate for them?
absolutely.
How
Yeah,
so?
we, you just have to. When you're dealing with rare disease, you have to become your own advocate, your family's advocate, and get involved and stand up strong for them and, you know, be aggressive with the doctors or researchers, and it's just what you have to do to make
And
change.
why do you think that is?
I think to make changes, to make more awareness of rare disease in general, and just get a voice out there for muscular dystrophy.
What about in the school system? Was there advocacy needed there at any point?
Yeah, absolutely. The girls do have some special needs, not a lot, but you know, those days they're tired, so we got very involved with school and applied for a 504, so they have special assistance as necessary. They take the elevator when needed, but it's nothing they do daily, but if they need it, they're there to support them 100%.
Now, when they have the treatments that they're doing every couple of weeks,
Mm-hmm.
do you notice, can you sort of tell if the calendar weren't there, like it's time for a treatment, or they just got the treatment?
Absolutely. It's night and day. Yeah, you could see the girls slowly get more tired as the days come on before their treatment. And then once they get their treatment, they seem to have a rebound, and they have a decent amount of energy for several days, and then it kind of slows down again.
Okay, now tell me the truth. So I never like cleaning the house. So I mean, do they say, for example, I'm tired, Mom. I can't clean the house today, and you know that it's legit, or you know that it's
We do that for
I
our
mean,
brother.
they're usually pretty helpful. They don't necessarily love cleaning their rooms, but you know, I do let them slide a bit because I know it's hard at times for them.
So, Maddie, if you could have every day of the week one meal that your mother or father prepares, what would it be?
Oh, wow, okay. My mom's an amazing cook, so my mom just made turkey dinner, like made the whole shebang the other day, so
Wow.
that was really good.
Not even Thanksgiving.
No, it was really good. And then she has this like homemade recipe called Aunt Mame's, and it's like this chicken casserole type thing, but it has potato chips in it.
Ooh,
It's really good.
that's awesome. What about you, Emma?
My choices would be exactly the same.
Wow.
They're my two favorites.
And how often do we have this treat?
The turkey
Not
is
enough.
every once in, not a lot. The chickens every once in a while, I guess.
Cool.
Yeah, but it's like the whole day, everyone's super excited.
And are you aware of this
Oh, yes.
control you have with them on those days?
Oh, yes. Yep.
That's neat. If you've heard Emma and Maddie talk about how Maddie's excited about going to high school, and Emma's going to her sinus, and was thinking about biochemistry and genetic counseling. How does it make you feel to hear stuff like that?
Oh, I'm very proud. I mean, there's been a lot of amazing doctors and people in our life that have, I think, carved the path for them. People that have touched them. So I think they're headed in the right direction.
Now, if you had any wish for them, what would it be?
That's a big question. I want them to be happy. I want them to be strong and, carry on a beautiful life. With just Pompeii being a part of it, not all of it, just a little tiny snippet of their life.
Well, that's the biggest thing, is to not make these things descriptors of your life. And usually that isn't so much a problem necessarily for you, but it's sometimes a problem other people have. And that's just something we always have to try to fight. But thank you all. I appreciate you taking the time to be here with me today. And it's great seeing you any day of the year. But thank you. And these folks, by the way, are so giving in their own community for other causes that have nothing to do with them as well. So thanks to the entire Crowley family and to the Miller family as well. And that's In Focus for this week. Thank you for watching. I'm Steve Highsmith. Enjoy your weekend and have a great week ahead.